Hi and welcome to my channel. This is part 2 of a snake debate video that I'm making. The first one was based on, do snakes have personalities? The second one, which is this one, is why would anyone want to hold a snake, own a snake? And I'm going to talk about why I choose to have snakes, why I'm a snake keeper. First and foremost, I absolutely adore snakes. I love them. They're probably my favorite animal to own. And I don't know what the reason is. I don't know why. I just I'm not one of those people who grew up catching snakes and bringing them home, asking mom and dad, can I keep the snake? I'm not one of those people. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, my dad, every time we saw a snake in the yard, my dad would actually kill it. He would take a shovel and kill it. And that's how I was brought up. But for some reason, as I became older, I don't know. I love snakes. And ball pythons, boas are my favorite. I think they're great. And the reason I bring this up is if you watched my first video, you'll know that this past Halloween I went trick-or-treating with my kids. We brought along one of our snakes. One of the people that was giving out candy saw my snake and he asked about it. And he asked me a strange question. He said, why would you ever want to own a snake? They don't have personalities. Well, in video 1 we discussed, do they have personalities? In this video we're going to discuss, why would you want to own a snake? The reason I like snakes is number one, I'm so curious, I'm so intrigued by these things. I look at these and they mystify me. You know, I think about what would it be like to not have arms and legs your whole entire life? What would it be like to not be able to speak? They communicate with each other, but they go their whole lives without talking. And that's amazing to me. I mean, that's just, it's, you know, I brought up an aquarium in my last video, and this for the same reason. I like aquariums, I like fish for the same reason. You know, they go their whole lives, they're not speaking to each other, they're in this community. You know, we as people are social creatures. We do social media, we need to converse, we need to interact, and these creatures don't really seem that way, and it's kind of interesting to me. But also, I think that they are absolute sweethearts. I mean, they really are. So many people are terrified by these snakes, and I think they're just amazing. I mean, my snakes are sweeter than most people's dogs or cats. They've never tried to bite me, ever. I've been a snake keeper for almost 15 years, and my snakes are great. They don't ever lash out or try to bite. They don't hiss at me. I mean, they're not aggressive at all. They're absolute sweethearts. One of the reasons I'm really into the ball pythons is I really believe that these things are living art. The paint jobs on these guys are just amazing. You know, this snake, while now it's considered, you know, pretty basic, it's a bumblebee. There's so many morphs out there now that have well surpassed this. I still find it absolutely beautiful. I saw him at a show last year and I had to have him. So, you know, I scooped him up, and he's been an absolutely wonderful pet. But you can go on vacation. You don't have to worry about your snakes. You only feed them, you know, once every other week. They're quiet. You don't need to take them to the vet. I mean, they're perfect pets. They are absolutely perfect pets. And anybody that owns snakes knows that. But for those of you who share that same opinion as that guy, why would you want to own a snake? I encourage you to go out and hold one. You know, go to a pet store and ask to hold a boa, or ask to hold a ball python, and just get over your fears and your mindset of these things being bad and these things not having personalities. You know, I've had snakes for years. My kids They've got snakes. They handle snakes. They've never been bitten. Uh, they really are just awesome pets. And the thing is, whenever I'm holding my snake, my wife and I will be watching a movie. Each of us will take out a snake, and we're just sitting there, and we'll be watching a movie, sitting with the snake. And it's copacetic. I don't know how to explain it, but when you're sitting down and you're holding it, it's kind of just like calming. There's something really, really calming about it. And you don't get that all the time, like with a dog. We have dogs, and one of my dogs just constantly wants to jump on you and pounce on you and lick you and lick you, and it's being lovable, but sometimes you're just not in a mood for that. It's too much. With snakes, you can sit down. It's relaxing. They're calming. Just watching them, they're calming to watch. They're calming to interact with. There's something very, very just copacetic about owning this, owning a snake. But that's my reason. I mean, I love the paint jobs on these. I think they're living art. Just watching them interact is awesome. So, I mean, looking at their bodies. I mean, look at this. Look at that paint job. Every time they shed, they change. I mean, I've got this boa that every time it sheds, he's getting more orange. It's a hypomelanistic boa that I've got. Every time he sheds, I notice more orange on his head and more peach in its sides. And this guy, as he shed, he got more yellow down his belly, on the sides of his belly, and the whites kind of became like a brighter white. I love this green stripe down his back. He's beautiful. He's gorgeous, and like I said, it's like holding art that's alive. But that's my answer to why would you want to own a snake? What's your answer? If you're a snake owner, why do you own snakes? What is it about them that you love so much? If you don't own snakes, why don't you? Is there a reason is it because you're terrified? Is it because you don't want to feed them live animals? Why wouldn't you own a snake? So post your post below. I'm curious to see what your opinion is on a subject, and I'll be seeing you next time. Thank you for watching, and if you like, please give me a like and subscribe. Thank you.